Hey everybody, Molly here. Welcome to another video. And in this astrology teaching video, we're going to talk about a grand trine in earth signs. And I'm going to show you what that looks like, what it means, and also how to make the most of it, because this exact configuration that I'm going through will be exact on July 12th, 2018. Now that is an upcoming new moon solar eclipse, but even if you're watching this video after that date, you're still going to get a lot of good information from understanding what a grand trine is, and specifically in earth signs. So let's take a look here at the three legs of this grand trine. Now, a grand trine is a grand triangle where three planets, all in the same element, in this case earth signs, are talking to each other in a favorable, supportive way. And what we have here is Saturn at 4 degrees of Capricorn, retrograde, is actually talking nicely over here to Uranus at 2 degrees of Taurus. And these two are, this is a transpersonal planet, an outer planet. They are slower moving. They have a longer influence. And they are engaged right now in a conversation that will be in effect for a number of weeks. And that is good to know, because what's happening here is that Uranus has newly entered Taurus in the middle of May 15th, 2018, and has made it all the way to 2 degrees of Taurus. And because of this new entry into Taurus, Uranus is actually breaking up the earth, if you will. Breaking up what needs to go, what is outdated, what has served a purpose and must be reformed. Uranus is the energy of breakthrough, rebellion, quick changes, instant understandings. It's connected to cosmic intelligence. It is a higher octave energy of Mercury, and it is fast moving in thoughts, ideas, brilliance, genius. And it's here to disrupt what is stagnant in Taurus. And Taurus rules banking, finances, money, our possessions. It rules how we feel about ourselves, how we feel worthy, why we want to own and possess certain things in our life, materialism. So Uranus and Taurus is looking at the world of materialism and basically tearing it up, saying, well, maybe this is no longer what reflects my true value, my worth, and what I want in my life, what I want to own. I did a separate show all about this energy. So please listen to that podcast if you want more about the energy specifically, because what we're doing now with this energy is that it's receiving some support here from Saturn, who is now moving backwards in 4 degrees of Capricorn. Saturn is reviewing for us where we're going and what we're headed, what we're building. And in Capricorn, it really highlights your career, your profession, what you contribute to the world, your status, your title, how you perform your job and your duties, but ultimately where you want to go in this area of your life. What are your goals? What are your ambitions? And are they really in true alignment with who you are now? So these two planets are slower moving, and they're in a conversation that's supportive. So you have Uranus questioning here and saying, I don't want that. That's not good. Does this work? Is this broken? Does this need to be broken? What needs to be thrown out? And it's receiving energetic support from Saturn and Capricorn, which says, you know what? You're right. Maybe something isn't needed for the path ahead. It's not required for what we're building together. Now, because Saturn is retrograde, it's an inner review process here of, let me think about this internally. Let me go within for my own answers. Saturn in Capricorn can be the hermit, where it needs to go in to actually get quiet and listen to the inner authority. What do I want to master? Where do I want to dedicate my energy and my effort. I don't have all the time in the world. Saturn and Capricorn are the rulers of time. I only have so much time in a day. What can I put my energy into building that matters to me? And by the way, right now, I have to make sure it links up with my true sense of self, with my true sense of worth, what I'm really here to experience on the earth plane. Now, these are both earth signs. They are about the physical world, 3D structures, and the systems that are in our lives. The earth signs are always about the physicality of life, your body, your possessions, your house, the food you eat, everything that sustains us. There's a sense here of there's things we need in our world, from our money to our possessions, to your couch and your bed and your television. And what is really, it's asking you to look at your 3D life and what structures do you need to throw out? They no longer are needed. And what do you need to keep for the long term? And so these two working together is really a supportive thing for true change that reflects the kind of life you want to live here on this planet. What kind of possessions do you want in your energy field? And where do you want to direct your energy for long-term personal fulfillment, for long-term expertise and mastery? So this long-term conversation is important. And then coming up, on July 12th, another planet enters this conversation and creates the Grand Trine. And this energy is up here, lovely Venus in Virgo. And Venus in Virgo, she's here at 3 degrees of Virgo, then creates this third connection that creates the Grand Trine. And so now we have all 3 earth signs talking to each other. The earth signs are the builders, again, of our physical world, and they know what you need in terms of resources, practical matters, anything to be self-reliant, self-sufficient. And these 3 talking to each other are activating a new foundation in your chart for your current needs and wants, and what you're doing to truly manifest them. Grand trines are closed circuits of energy. Do you see how there's a sense here that the energy just continues? It's a bit like a spiral where the energy just keeps circulating. And so when lovely Venus walks into the mix here, she sees that these 2 outer planets are having a conversation, and she comes in and says, well, what can I add? And in Virgo, she wants to be very purposeful. She takes care of the details, the support, the smaller pieces, what is efficient, what is a contribution that is practical. It's all about perfection even, and she can help you edit. Okay, so part of this energy is actually removal energy, because Virgo is about, well, if that's excessive, we don't need it. Let's let it go. Saturn is about, well, what's excessive to your time? If it takes up too much time, if you don't have time in the day, it needs to go. And Uranus in Taurus is saying, well, if it takes up too much room in your house and you don't really value it or love it or want it, it needs to go. So that's one of the energies here of this Grand Trine, is that you're looking around at your life, and there could be this sense of, I'm ready to eliminate, clear out, purify, because I've come to understand that maybe I need less around me. Because you could even get the feeling that there is more within you, especially as you're connecting to more spiritual energies, with more of who you truly are, the true alignment of self. And when you are changing your internal energy, the external changes. So there's an energy of things ready to shift here in your physical environment, because you have a new level of self-worth that reflects what matters to you and what has meaning. Now, the other side of this energy is that once there has been removal of excess, there is room for more of what matters to you that you want. So you have the sense that you can clear out something and also manifest that next level, that next higher vibration of energy. Now, Virgo and Venus, she's supportive. She's a yoga teacher. She is an athlete who cares for her body, takes care of her health, is aware of her diet and her food choices. She wants to be in good physical shape because she knows that the more her body is taken care of and loved, the more efficient she can be. So this is also a good time, my friends, for anything in your physical self that needs to shift or change. You become aware perhaps of diet or exercise. You become aware of what your body needs from you, and you can hear those messages more. Again, your body is a physical energy, so it's connected with this grand trine in Earth as the physical world. The other thing we